Well, let's meet the deputy head teacher at Glen Urquhart High School. So here we have John Naples Campbell again. Just a reminder, John Naples Campbell has a special responsibility with the General Teaching Council of Scotland with regard to LGBT issues. He's a member of the educational establishment in Scotland. Here he is at an awards ceremony at Moray House Teacher Training College. It looks like he's thinking about applying to be a head teacher at some point in the future. He once reported a member of the Scottish Family Party to the General Teaching Council of Scotland, suggesting basically that they should be struck off, and he did that via Twitter. And every time we make a video about him, he reports us to YouTube, but YouTube, thankfully, are very sensible about it, and tell him that we haven't actually done anything wrong. So here we have John Naples Campbell, the deputy head teacher of Glen Urquhart High School, attending a Keep Fit dance class that looks like it's just for women, in costume. About that, but I think anyone who wants to do that, something's not quite right. Something is not right in that person's psyche. Now, okay, fair enough, we can try and help people and support people experiencing such a problem, but we don't really want this sort of behaviour promoting to young people through the educational system. Okay, well, John was very young, when he was 3 years old. He said he was wearing a dress, and instead of maturing out of that, just grown out of it, as the vast majority of people do, he's ended up as an adult cross-dresser. And I would suggest what appears to be maybe an unhealthy obsession with this sort of behaviour. So his message to children is not, okay, you might have done that when younger, but you're probably going to grow out of it. His message is, you did that when you were younger, but that was the first sign of what you could grow up to be. You too could fulfill your destiny like me and become an adult cross-dresser. Good message for children? I don't think so. Right, next we've got John here making reference to what seems to be a drag queen story time that he did at a local primary school. And he talks about his assistant, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. Now that name, there's various aspects we could talk about that, but let's just look at the last two words. Banana hammock, that refers to basically a skimpy item of male underwear that makes it look like a banana is in a hammock. Let's just put it that way. And he's using that term with regard to his primary school drag performance. Right now, if you can't see anything wrong with that, don't bother watching the rest of the video. This is not for you. So go and watch something about cute cats or something. You're not on our wavelength. But if you think, right, there's something wrong here, then keep watching.
Hi everyone. So I've had a couple of people asking me why, as a kind of senior leader in a school, I'm getting into drag, and am I not scared about what people are going to think about me and about my career, etc. So I'm just thought I'd do this little video to say that yes, I have thought about it, and yes, I am absolutely petrified that it's going to go against my career.
So John claims to be worried about his career. I mean, really? You're a General Teaching Council of Scotland representative, you're a deputy head teacher, you appear to have headship ambitions. If you want to be worried about your career, try saying that children need a mum and a dad ideally. Then you'd know what it is to have your career dangling by a thread.
Talking with my therapist, doing drag was actually part of me reclaiming my kind of queerness, and I kind of a bit of a kind of like get lost to the people who really bullied me and made my life a living hell for a year.
Right, these so-called bullies, I don't know the full stories there, but I would imagine part of what they're objecting to was John Naples Campbell using his position as a teacher to promote his personal ideology of gender to students. Now, when he's doing that, of course, he is entirely in line with government policy, but maybe these parents were not happy with it in any case. Maybe they felt he was sharing too much about his personal life, shall we say. But he says his drag performance is part of his retaliation against these parents who were not happy with the way he was dealing with their children. That's a very confrontational stance to take, isn't it? He's not coming in to try and diffuse the situation, to try and understand other perspectives, to try and seek some sort of compromise. He's saying, well, if you complain about me, I'm going to be even more outrageous. I'm going to be even more in your children's face with my personal philosophy of gender.
As a drama teacher, I tell stories all the time. I perform and sing as John. I'm now doing it in a dress and a wig and under a character. It's nothing different. And if people want to judge me, then that's their problem, it's not mine. So that's absolutely fine. And if it goes against my career, probably didn't want to work with you in the first place.
Now, we're saying there it's just like any other sort of dressing up. Well, it isn't. It isn't. Men can dress up as women just for pantomime, just for comedy effect, because it's funny. That's a completely different thing than dressing up as a woman as a matter of personal gender expression or as a manifestation of personal gender confusion, because in those contexts, it's not a good thing. It's not something to be celebrated or encouraged or modelled for young people, because it is ultimately harmful. I mean, what's the end point? If young people decide they're going to follow possibly their role model, their deputy head teacher, John Naples Campbell, down this road of like gender confusion, what's the end point? The Sandiford Clinic? Really, really serious mental and physical health problems in the future that could blight someone for the rest of their life? Very possibly. So should he be allowed to act this way as a teacher? In my view, no, he shouldn't. In a school, in a high school, if they want to have a debate about drag queens in primary schools or something, fine, have a debate. But to have a teacher acting as a role model for gender confusion, I think that is wrong. I mean, add in that vulgar expression that he had in with reference to his primary school drag show. For me, that's an obvious red light. That just shows someone whose values in this area are seriously askew. So John Naples Campbell is just emblematic of the situation in Scottish schools, because he is just enacting government policies that a radical philosophy of sexuality and gender should be promoted to young people at every opportunity. The Scottish Family Party, on the other hand, challenges this. We want to bring in balance, we want to bring in different perspectives, we want to bring in facts. Instead of just saying, you can make this choice or this choice, we celebrate them all, let's get some balloons and rainbow flags out, it's all great. How about saying, these are different choices people make, this is what it tends to lead to. Statistically, this is how life turns out when you go down these different roads. That's pretty important for young people to know, and we want them to know them. And so we want to bring a bit of wisdom back into education in this area instead of just fashion. So do subscribe to this channel, do click for notifications if you haven't done that already, and we'll just give the final word to John Naples Campbell, where he talks about one of his heroines.
So, thanks, Nicola, for everything you've done. You've been good. You've been good.